Hello, Serge here from the back porch. Clipboard, another question. This one comes from Jerry. And Jerry says, vertical swing, Serge. I have a tendency to come over the top when practicing your vertical swing, and on too many occasions find myself seriously slicing or pushing the ball. What am I doing wrong on a downswing? Thanks, Jerry. Okay, Jerry. Basically, I can say that just about every time I'm asked that question, and I was on Golf Channel, the Golf Channel's Golf Academy Live 4 times, and pretty much every time we went to the live segment where a caller gets to answer a question, almost at least half the times or more, that was the question. Why am I coming over the top? And in many cases they're saying they're only attributing the coming over the top problem with the fact that it's downswing. But in reality, probably the majority of the times, if not 90% of the times, the coming over the top is caused because of the backswing. All right? So let me start here on with where you can see the concept again. I'm going to say it like it's always been said, hopefully 1,000 times before, and I'll say it 1,000 to 10,000 times in the future. The physics of hitting a golf club is the club has to approach the ball. This is my aiming line, the toe line. The club has to approach the ball on the aiming line, strike the ball while it's on the line, and be square to that line. That means the face is at a right angle to where we want the ball to go. If it's pointing left for a right-hander, it's shut and is going to hit the ball to the left. If it's pointing out to the right, it's open and it'll hit the ball to the right. So it approaches on the line, strikes the ball while it's on the line and square to it, leaves on the line accelerating, and hits the ball solid in a sweet spot while doing the first 3, and you must do that accelerating. All right? So the key is this. Because you have to have that club coming in this way, the problem with the backswing is that causes it to come over the top is if we take too big a turn and get too deep and behind ourselves with the arms, the hands, and the club inside the toe line. Now, you know, I call everything inside of this toe line back here. Whether you want to make it look like half a pie or a box, the point is you may stand in this place. I call it the sacred burial ground. You may stand in the sacred burial ground, or SBG for short, but you cannot swing in it. Because if you get back in here, the only way to hit the ball solid and straight is to get back to that line and approach it on the inside. Well, you can't swing the club straight back down from here. You hit the ball dead right, almost like a shank. And if you did come in here at the last second, threw the club at it, you'd be so out of balance, you probably couldn't swing to your finish anyways, and you'd probably hit a dribbler or some kind of skank off to the left. If you didn't, at least if you tried to come over and save it from going a mile to the right. So the key is you have to try to get back to this line. Now, even golfers who don't know about on, square and solid, just the concept of hitting golf balls now and then, and whenever they play, their brain starts to figure out that the only way, and I'm going to get back on this side, the only way I can hit this ball straight to the camera, because the camera is right down the end of these 2 lines, or as I call it, the aiming alley. I can't do it from there because from right here, that club is going straight into the back door of my house. All right? And if my wife's sitting right in there, I could probably kill her because that's right where her chair is. And that's going right off at that angle. And that's easy to do if you get this deep. You just come straight down there, you can clear yourself out and just swing straight out. It's going over there. All right? And so the only answer to hit it at the camera instead of over there is I have to come out this way to try to get the club back to the line, and there's your over the top. And if you come down over the top and you somehow pull out of it or reverse weight shift a little bit and you pull out the shot this way, the club face is aiming over there. Then you can, if you do hit it relatively solid or whatever, it'll be fades and blocks and pushes and maybe even slices. You can't chunk it if you fell backwards too far and you reverse weight shift, or if you pulled out of it, you could top it. And then ultimately you could get ahead of it and throw the club at it this way, and now the club face is coming in shut. You can start toe deep into the ground and hit some chunks and some dribblers over here, or power pulls and power hooks. So the way you compensate for it with your hands on the way through is what makes the change of whether the ball goes over there, or you could pop them up or chunk them or top them. And so all of that is just because the backswing turned too much and got in the sacred burial ground. And the rule is, in this swing, the catcher's mitt is right behind the aiming line here, in the mid toe up and up the tree. It's a 3/4 limited turn. And the limited turn is we turn only to our forward arm over the toe line and lift. So once you reach the toe line, that's the end of the turn. It's straight up, straight down. And then from there, I come on this side, straight down, I hit it, and I swing up over my shoulder to the tee finish, recoil and relax at the target, as compared to everybody swinging, everybody taught to swing and finish over there. Just like throwing the ball. just whether you throw it underhanded or overhanded. It's right to the target. So check your turn. There's a high probability that it's your turn. And if it's not your turn, then the kid's situation is probably somehow you could be moving your feet too much, which is causing a reverse tilt and to a reverse weight shift, which is the same things that happen with an overturn, only now you're doing it because you're not keeping your knees level, which means you can't keep your hips level or your spine and your head level. And so that's why we keep the wide knees, outward pressure, and try to stay level, which actually helps us do what? You don't move your legs too much, you can't make a big turn, especially if you keep your knees level. So check on those things. It's very likely your over the top is caused because you're too wide and deep and possibly too long in your backswing. Check that out. Use your shadow to look at yourself and see yourself from the back and see the length of your backswing and how much you're turning, and that'll help you too. So check on those things, and I promise you, if those are the issues, get that swing under control, turn only to your toe line and up the tree, in the mid up the tree, and you'll start hitting it more solid, straight, and longer. That's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to y'all again soon.